night here, folks. It's now about 7:25 in the morning, and I survived the night with about 3.5 hours of sleep, knowing that I wanted to be well rested, because first thing in the morning I was going to have to take my first shower here, which is normally a pretty easy evolution. But first of anything is kind of new and strange. But you can think that you can kind of handle that. And then the shower, which was going to take a half an hour, ended up taking an hour and a half. Through no fault of my great nurse, Rhonda. Well, just you don't think of things like you want to take your shirt off, but it goes through all this ganglia up here, and you got to disconnect stuff up there, and of course, the fighter pilot, like I was, I wanted to try to figure it out myself, and I dorked it up, and the bell started ringing. So anyway, so we got the shower concluded, and then in came the EKG, because they got to monitor all this stuff that they're putting in me, which EKGs, for those of you who've never had one, are no big deal. They just, unless you got hair on your chest, which I do, and then the EKG is no big deal, but the taking the EKG off is quite a big deal, or can be. Actually, it was no big deal. So then it was like, oh, good, I'll be able to rest here for another, probably the rest of the day will be a piece of cake. Nothing really else going on here. Dr. Burt came in, waved hello, and he said, well, I think you're going to be getting set up for your the catheter in there pretty quickly. And I'm like, catheter? What do you mean catheter? And he goes, well, we want to keep your bladder flush continuously. It'll help with the drugs we're using to flush them out. So I'm thinking, okay, how do you flush a bladder continuously, and what does that have to do with a catheter? And now as Rhonda has just held up the biggest bag of stuff I have ever seen in my life, I'm beginning to get a picture of what is about to happen to me. And Rhonda is an RN for many years. Been told that she has the supplest, softest, most delicate touch in the industry here. And don't worry, folks, this video will stop before it gets to the CSI point. But anyway, I think I am in a position where I am handling this cool and collected. Somebody get me out of here!
It won't hurt a bit.
Okay. Famous last words. I have a feeling.
Well, no, the famous last words that, as a parent usually says, this hurts me more than it hurts you.
And you know what? In this case, I believe you.
Okay. Now, what I am going to do is insert this catheter.
Okay.
In your penis, go up into the bladder.
Yeah.
And until I get a urine return. You don't have an enlarged prostate or anything?
No, I think it's actually on the smaller side.
Okay, good. Then that means it should not have any resistance.
Yeah, okay.
Now, you may feel a little burning just because it's going in.
Yeah.
I will use a lubricant to help ease the insertion.
Okay. Don't go light on the lubricant. I mean,
Okay, I'll be real gentle.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And you really shouldn't have any discomfort.
She's telling me I'm not going to have any pain or discomfort. I believe her, though.
You won't have any pain. You may have some discomfort.
Okay.
Because, bottom line, my comment is, it's something going in where the things should be coming out.
Yeah, right.
So that's where the discomfort is.
Yeah.
You may
if I have discomfort more than, you're going to call me a weenie, aren't you?
No.
Am I going to be a weenie?
I'll just say you're just a male.
A weenie. This is where the word came from, folks. Anyway,
No,
nothing compared to the 3-hour spinal tap that they gave me up at Mayo. This is going to be a piece of cake.
Oh,
that 3-hour spinal tap was a nightmare. I woke up paralyzed. They had to triage me after I passed out from pain. They couldn't get the needle in. They tried to get 20 cc's out of my spine. They were having me do all these contortions to melt it out. It was like melting a cow for over an hour. Yeah, when they rolled me back up, it was like an epidural. My whole lower body was paralyzed, and for almost an hour. And yeah, it was scary. And then the doctor that came in showed me no mercy at all. In fact, she was irritated at me, and when I complained, she rolled me over and did a proctal exam on me. Can you believe that? It was the icing on the cake, or the finger.
She probably didn't use any icing.
Yeah, no. She sure didn't use any
Lubricant.
TLC. No, there was none of that. So anyway, I've paid my penance to the Dr. God. So hopefully this will be good. And I am going to sign off right now, as all of you are probably already signed off at this point. All right, bye-bye.